Guys, do you know what? I actually think I'm going to put this out there now. The likes of Vince is bullish, Dave G investing, Matt Money, Scott O. Let's explain Rocket Lab's business model. So guys, you know me as the largest channel dominating the electric vertical takeoff and landing space, and this has been recognised by Archer Aviation for covering them 7 days a week. But together, we're going to grow into this Rocket Lab space also. This is one of our biggest projects yet, so make sure you bang that subscribe button, as over the next week I'm going to answer 20 of the biggest Rocket Lab questions by investors in only 3 minutes each. We will be one of the largest channels when it comes to Rocket Lab. I guarantee you that. Anyway, let's get back to this question. Let's explain Rocket Lab's business model. Rocket Lab was established in 2006 by Peter Beck and has strategically positioned itself as a key player in the space industry, focusing on launch, manufacturing, and management of small satellites. Its primarily business model is centered around providing efficient, frequent, and cost-effective launch services, primarily through its Electron rocket, while expanding its portfolio with the upcoming Neutron rocket and a range of satellite services. The Electron rocket is at the core of Rocket Lab's current business model. Designed specifically for the small satellite market, Electron offers dedicated launches for satellites weighing up to 300 kilos into low Earth orbit. This model caters for the needs of diverse clientele, including commercial entities, governments, and academic institutions who require a timely and precise satellite deployment. Unlike traditional launch services, which might involve long waits or secondary payload status, Electron's agility allows for launch on customer schedules, significantly reducing lead times and launch costs. Rocket Lab has further optimized this model by reducing the operational complexity of launching, aiming for a rapid turnaround between missions, and exploring the reusability of rocket components to lower costs further. Looking into the future, Rocket Lab is broadening its launch capabilities with the development of the Neutron rocket. Neutron is envisioned as a medium-lift, partially reusable rocket, targeting larger payloads and expanding into markets with mega constellation deployments, national security missions, and potentially human spaceflight. This rocket aims to compete directly with larger launch vehicles, like SpaceX's Falcon 9, offering a capacity of up to 13,000 kilos to low Earth orbit when fully expended. Neutron's business model includes not just the launch services, but also leveraging its capabilities for Rocket Lab's own satellite constellation and services, thereby creating a new revenue stream. The development of Neutron represents Rocket Lab's strategic move from a niche player in the small satellite market to a more comprehensive space solutions provider. Beyond its launch capabilities, Rocket Lab has ventured into satellite manufacturing through its Photon spacecraft platform. Photon serves dual purposes. It can act as a satellite bus for customer payloads, offering a customizable solution for those needing satellite capabilities without the burden of building one from the ground up. Adding on to this, Photon is also designed for more complex missions, including lunar flybys or interplanetary travel, which is facilitated by Neutron's capabilities. This vertical integration, from satellite design, manufacturing, to launch, and now with Neutron also into larger mission profiles, allows Rocket Lab to offer end-to-end services. This includes space systems engineering, mission operations, and even on-orbit management, creating a one-stop shop for all space industry needs. The actual business model of Rocket Lab benefits from 5 key advantages. So at number 1, we have efficiency and cost. By focusing on smaller, more frequent launches, and now expanding with Neutron, Rocket Lab addresses cost and efficiency, making space more accessible. At 2, we have innovation. The company is committed to innovation. Like with the reusability of Electron's first stage and the development of the new propulsion technologies for Neutron with the Archimedes engine, this keeps Rocket Lab at the forefront of the industry. At 3, we have diversification. With services ranging from launch to satellite operations, Rocket Lab reduces dependency on a single revenue source, enhancing financial stability. At 4, we have market expansion. Neutron not only allows Rocket Lab to compete in a broader market, but also to support its own satellite constellations, potentially leading to more recurring revenue from space-based services. At 5, we have customer relationships. Offering comprehensive solutions fosters long-term relationships with clients, providing a competitive edge in an industry where trust and reliability are paramount. So looking financially, Rocket Lab's strategy is to leverage the high volume of small satellite launches for Electron by scaling up with the Neutron for bigger, potentially more lucrative contracts. The integration of manufacturing, launch and operations under one roof aims at achieving profitability through efficiency, innovation and a broad service offering, positioning Rocket Lab not just as a launch provider, but a key enabler in the space economy. SpaceX is on everyone's mind. How does Rocket Lab differentiate itself from its competitors like SpaceX? In the bustling arena of space exploration and satellite services, Rocket Lab has distinguished itself from competitors like SpaceX through a blend of strategic focus, innovative technology, and specialized market positioning. Firstly, Rocket Lab zeroes in on the small satellite market with Electron, offering dedicated launches for payloads up to 300 kilos. This approach caters for clients needing a quick, solo satellite deployments, contrasting with SpaceX's focus on medium to heavy lift missions using Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy, and soon Starship. Where SpaceX might bundle multiple satellites into one launch, often as secondary payloads, Rocket Lab provides the luxury of immediately now for small satellite operators, aligning with fast-paced demand of modern satellite applications. Let's get back to the saying, would you order an articulated lorry to deliver your pizza? In terms of operational speed, Rocket Lab prides itself on a rapid launch cadence, aiming to deliver launches more frequently than its competitors. This agility is particularly beneficial for industries like remote sensing or IoT, where timely data is crucial. SpaceX, with its broader mission scope, does not match this frequency for small satellite launches, focusing instead on more significant, less frequent missions. Technologically, Rocket Lab is pushing the boundaries in the small rocket sector with the reusability of Electron's first stage, a concept SpaceX popularized but on a much larger scale. By attempting to recover and reuse parts of Electron, Rocket Lab seeks to mirror the cost-saving benefits of reusable rockets in a market segment where such technology was previously less explored. With the development of Neutron, Rocket Lab is preparing to enter the medium lift market with a rocket that promises partial reusability, offering a new competitive edge by combining the benefits of larger payload capacity with cost efficiency and environmental considerations. Rocket Lab also differentiates itself through its end-to-end service model. Beyond launches, the company engages in satellite manufacturing via its Photon platform, providing clients with a complete solution from satellite design to launch and operational management. This integration reduces the complexity and potential costs for clients looking to manage their space projects comprehensively. While SpaceX has expanded into satellite manufacturing with Starlink, its primary identity remains that of a launch service provider, not offering the same level of integrated services for small satellites. Rocket Lab's niche in the small satellite market is a strategic differentiator, as the demand for smaller, more frequent satellite deployments grows, driven by innovations in satellite technology and the explosion of data-driven sectors. Rocket Lab has positioned itself perfectly to serve this burgeoning segment. SpaceX, while capable of launching small satellites, does so within a broader framework that might not always align with the specific needs of this niche. Rocket Lab. It's been all about Neutron, but let's talk Electron. Rocket Lab's Electron rocket remains a vital asset in providing dedicated access to space for small satellites, showcasing both innovation and operational excellence. Electron has now conducted 58 launches to date, with a total of 204 satellites successfully deployed into orbit. This record underscores Electron's reliability and its unique position in the small satellite launch market. The rocket is not only known for its efficiency, but also for being the only reusable capable small launch vehicle in operation, marking a significant step towards sustainability and cost reduction in space launches. The journey towards reusability has been pivotal for Electron. Rocket Lab has shifted its strategy from it used to be helicopter recoveries to ocean landers for first stage recovery, with several boosters returned to the production line for potential reflight. This move towards partial reusability aims at lowering costs and increasing launch frequency. Guys, a notable achievement was the reuse of one Rutherford engine, demonstrating practical steps towards making Electron's operations more economical. Parallel to Electron's development, Rocket Lab has also expanded its Haste project, and that is the hypersonic accelerator suborbital test Electron, and it's a suborbital version tailored for hypersonic and suborbital test flights. Haste has been instrumental for customers needing to test technologies in a high-speed, suborbital environment, adding versatility to Rocket Lab's service portfolio. With several successful Haste flights, Rocket Lab has proven its capability beyond traditional orbital missions, catering to a niche yet growing segment of space research and defense. Technologically, Rocket Lab continues to innovate with Electron's manufacturing, employing Rosie the Robot for rapid production of carbon composite parts and leveraging 3D printing for engine components. These advancements bolster Electron's operational efficiency, enabling quick turnaround times for launchers. The development of Haste leverages much of the same technology but is optimized for the unique demands of hypersonic testing, showcasing Rocket Lab's adaptability across different mission profiles. Rocket Lab's infrastructure has also seen expansion, now boasting 3 dedicated launch pads, which facilitates increased launch cadence and operational flexibility. This infrastructure supports both Electron and Haste missions, allowing for simultaneous preparation and execution of diverse launch requirements. Guys, you all know Rocket Lab is heavily invested in developing Neutron for medium lift capabilities. However, Electron, alongside Haste, remains fundamental for small satellites and suborbital missions. Electron's integration into the NASA VARDA contract continues, alongside its role in deploying science and technology payloads, and Haste's significance in hypersonic research, affirming Rocket Lab's strategic position in the space industry. The company anticipates ongoing enhancements in performance and cost efficiency for both platforms, though specific details on future upgrades, especially with the Haste, are not public. Challenges for Rocket Lab include fully realising Electron's reusability, navigating regulatory landscapes, and keeping pace with the competitive environment of both orbital and suborbital launches. SpaceX are at hard competition. Environmental considerations of ocean recovery for Electron's first stage also persist as an area of focus. So let's now talk about Neutron. Have you seen Neutron has been included in NASA's VARDA contract? Neutron has just been added to the NASA VADR contract. Let me explain. Rocket Lab have just announced a pivotal expansion with its partnership with NASA. Rocket Lab revealed that the new medium-lift reusable rocket Neutron has been integrated into NASA's Venture-class Acquisition of Dedicated and Rideshare Contract, or VADR. This agreement marks a significant step forward for Rocket Lab, leveraging its established reputation with Electron to now offer a broader spectrum of launch service through Neutron. Neutron's inclusion in the VADR contract underscores its versatility, enabling Rocket Lab to facilitate a variety of missions across different orbits, from CubeSats to Class D missions and other significant payloads. The Neutron rocket is engineered to carry up to 13,000 kilos to low Earth orbit, presenting a new tool for both commercial and government clients looking for reliable and cost-effective launch options. This move not only broadens the scope for Rocket Lab's service offerings, but also aligns with NASA's objectives to enhance access to space for science and technology payloads through commercial practices. Rocket Lab has already proven its capability with the Electron under the VADA program, having executed rapid back-to-back launches for their missions like the Pre-Fire and TROPICS, demonstrating their efficiency and reliability. With Neutron, Rocket Lab aims to extend its reliability and efficiency into the medium lift category, offering an alternative to existing providers while catering to the needs of deploying satellite constellations, national security missions, and exploration payloads. The announcement was met with enthusiasm from Rocket Lab's founder and CEO Peter Beck, who expressed that Neutron embodies the company's commitment to providing choice and value in the launch industry. Peter said, "Neutron brings choice and value to the launch industry and is an ideal rocket to support NASA's goals with VADA to provide new opportunities for science and technology payloads through commercial best practice." This highlights the synergy between Rocket Lab's capabilities and NASA's mission objectives. This contract also builds on Rocket Lab's previous achievements, like its on-ramp to the United States Space Force OSP-4 program and its strategic positioning for the National Security Space Launch Lane 1 program. These contracts signify trust in Neutron's capabilities, not just for NASA's scientific endeavours, but also for critical national security operations. The development of Neutron continues at a brisk pace, with significant advancements in production, infrastructure and component testing across Rocket Lab's facilities in the United States. The rocket's launch site at Wallops Island, Virginia is nearing completion, setting the stage for Neutron's debut from Launch Complex 3 in around mid-25. I think they will make it. This timeline positions Neutron to quickly become operational, potentially influencing the competitive landscape of space launches with a focus on reusability, flexibility and cost effectiveness. Will we get a successful landing on the first launch? Let me know below. Then, when will Rocket Lab be profitable? Rocket Lab is navigating the intricate landscape of the aerospace industry with a strategic approach aimed at achieving profitability. This journey towards financial sustainability is marked by diverse revenue streams, operational efficiency, technological advancements, strategic partnerships. This is all set against a backdrop of a very, very competitive market. Think of SpaceX. Rocket Lab's primary source of revenue has traditionally been through its small satellite launch vehicle, the Electron. With a record of 58 launches and 204 satellites successfully deployed, Electron has become a reliable workhorse in the space industry, catering to the niche market of the small satellite launchers. The dedication to providing quick, reliable access to space for these smaller payloads has been a cornerstone to Rocket Lab's business model. The company's push towards making Electron partially reusable, though it's still in development, is poised to significantly reduce the cost per launch, thereby enhancing the profitability margins in the long term. This reusability initiative not only aims at cost reduction, but also positions Rocket Lab as a pioneer in sustainable launch practices within the small rocket segment. Expanding its service portfolio, Rocket Lab introduced the Hypersonic Accelerator Suborbital Test Electron, or Haste as we like to call it. This has opened up new revenue avenues in the realm of hypersonic testing. This suborbital capability taps into a market segment interested in high-speed research, potentially at higher margins due to the specialised nature of the service. Haste's success in securing contracts for hypersonic testing for both government and commercial sectors demonstrates Rocket Lab's ability to diversify and grow its revenue sources. Beyond launches though, Rocket Lab has ventured into a more comprehensive space systems business, including satellite manufacturing with its Photon platform. This vertical integration strategy allows Rocket Lab to capture more value in the space industry value chain by designing, building, launching and operating satellites. Significant contracts, such as those with NASA for deploying CubeSats and Class D missions, and a substantial $515 million deal with the US Space Force, underscore the revenue potential for this sector. This diversification into satellite manufacturing and operations not only broadens Rocket Lab's market, but enhances its profitability through higher margin activities. On the operational side, Rocket Lab has embraced manufacturing innovations that streamline production and reduce costs. The use of automation, like Rosie the Robot, for manufacturing carbon composite components and 3D printing for engine parts, has allowed quicker production cycles and cost savings. This operational efficiency is crucial to lowering the overall cost per launch, making an Electron even more competitive and profitable. Rocket Lab's infrastructure expansion now boasts 3 dedicated launch pads, facilitating an increased launch cadence. Guys, more launches means more revenue, with potentially lower margin costs as economies of scale kick in. The completion of the launch site at Wallops, Virginia for Neutron further signifies Rocket Lab's commitment to scaling operations. So speaking about the development of Neutron, and this is Rocket Lab's medium lift rocket, is a critical component to its path to profitability. Neutron's design for larger payloads, potential for partial reusability, and targeting of high value missions like national security, mega constellation deployments, and possibly human spaceflight opens up new revenue streams. Neutron's cost per kilogram to orbit could significantly boost profitability by serving markets where Electron might be less competitive due to payload size. Then, strategic partnerships and securing long-term contracts with government entities like NASA and the US Space Force provide not only immediate revenue, but also a path to stable, predictable income. These contracts often come with a higher profit margin and ensure steady cash flow, which is vital for managing the company's financial health. Rocket Lab's operations in both New Zealand and the US, along with potential future expansions, reduce dependency on a single market, broadening the customer base and mitigating regional economic risk. So I know you're all here for this. Financially, Rocket Lab has managed its cash burn rate astutely, ensuring sufficient capital to fund ambitious projects like Neutron while keeping operations running. The market's perception of Rocket Lab, which is evident by the stock performance and analyst predictions, gives me a very strong conviction that profitability will be achieved within 1 to 3 years, and that all depends on Neutron's success. The road to profitability is not without its challenges though. Development delays in new rocket technologies like Neutron, increasing competition in the launch sector, think of SpaceX, and navigating complex regulatory environment are all hurdles that require careful management. Guys, I am the biggest channel in the electric vertical takeoff and landing space, and the FAA are a nightmare to deal with. And all of these are challenges that could postpone profitability timelines or increase costs if they're not handled correctly. Rocket Lab's path to profitability is a multifaceted strategy that leverages its current operational capabilities with Electron, expands into new markets with Neutron and Haste, and grows its space systems business. Guys, do you want more confidence about profitability? Do you know who Rocket Lab's customers are? Rocket Lab. Let's meet their customers. So guys, you know me as the largest channel dominating the electric vertical takeoff and landing space, and this has been recognised by Archer Aviation for covering them 7 days a week. But together, we're going to grow into this Rocket Lab space also. This is one of our biggest projects yet, So make sure you bang that subscribe button, as over the next week I'm going to answer 20 of the biggest Rocket Lab questions by investors in only 3 minutes each. We will be one of the largest channels when it comes to Rocket Lab, I guarantee you that. Anyway, let's get back to this question. So who are Rocket Lab's customers? So Rocket Lab, a leader in the small satellite launch and space systems market, has cultivated a diverse, prestigious customer base. This clientele spans across commercial entities, governmental agencies, and academic institutions, reflecting Rocket Lab's broad appeal and capability in the space industry. Let's now have an in-depth look on who their customers actually are. So we're going to start off with the commercial and private sector. So at number 1 we have Spaceflight Incorporated. They're a pioneer in rideshare missions. Spaceflight has been one of the key customers for Rocket Lab, leveraging Electron's capabilities for deploying multiple small satellites in a single launch. This partnership shows Rocket Lab's role in enabling cost-effective access to space for smaller payloads. At number 2 is an exciting one, Planet Labs. They're known for its Earth observation satellites. Planet Lab has utilised Rocket Lab services for deploying CubeSats, which is part of the company's mission to image the entire Earth daily. The ability to launch on schedule and with high reliability has made Rocket Lab a preferred partner. At number 3 we have Spire Global. They specialise in data analytics from space. Spire Global has tapped into Rocket Lab's launch services for deploying its constellation of satellites that collect weather, ship and aircraft data, highlighting Rocket Lab's significance in the growing market for data from space. At number 4 we have Synspective. This Japanese company focused on SAR imaging, that is synthetic aperture radar, from space for applications like disaster monitoring. Rocket Lab's reliable launch schedule has been instrumental for Synspective satellite deployment. At number 5 we have Capella Space. Capella Space uses Rocket Lab services to launch its radar imaging satellites, providing high-resolution imagery regardless of weather conditions or time of day, demonstrating Rocket Lab's role in supporting advanced satellite technology deployments. Now let's get into the government and defence contracts. So at number 1 we have NASA themselves. Rocket Lab has secured multiple contracts with NASA, including the VARDA, which is the Venture Class Acquisition of Dedicated and Rideshare Program, for launching science and technology demonstration missions. These missions often involve CubeSats and other small satellites, showcasing Rocket Lab's contribution to NASA's scientific endeavours. At number 2, we all know this one, the US Space Force. Rocket Lab has become a significant contractor for the US Space Force, particularly with contracts for deployment of national security related satellites. A prime example of this is the $515 million contract to design, manufacture, deliver and operate 18 space vehicles, marking Rocket Lab's entry into major defence contracts. At number 3 we have National Reconnaissance Office, or the NRO. Rocket Lab has launched missions for the NRO, focusing on intelligence gathering satellites, demonstrating its ability to handle classified and sensitive government payloads. And then at number 4 we have Defence Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA. Rocket Lab has worked with DARPA on experimental launches, including the Blackjack program aimed at testing new technologies for military satellites, further cementing its role in defence innovation. So now we've went over the private sector and the governmental sector, but then we have academic and research institutions. So focusing on educational and research satellites, Rocket Lab has also supported numerous academic institutions and research projects for launching CubeSats developed by universities or for scientific research, providing students and researchers with access to space for experiments and educational purposes. So now we've met the big guns, let's get into future and potential customers. So talking about Neutron, with the development of Neutron, which again is the medium lift rocket, Rocket Lab is poised to attract a broader range of customers. The rocket's capability to deploy heavier payloads into various orbits will likely see interest from those needing significant satellite constellations or national security missions, potentially including clients like Amazon for Project Kuiper or other operators of large satellite fleets. Rocket Lab's international operations, including launches from New Zealand, have opened up opportunities with global customers looking for launch services outside the traditional US and European providers. Rocket Lab's major customers span a wide array of sectors, from commercial satellite operators and data providers to government and defence organisations and academic research. This diverse customer base not only validates Rocket Lab's technology and operational capabilities, but also underscores its strategic importance in a rapidly evolving space industry. As Rocket Lab continues to grow, so do we. So where does Neutron fit in the launch industry? Rocket Lab's Neutron rocket is poised to make a significant impact on the space launch industry, bringing a unique blend of innovation, capability, and strategic positioning that could disrupt the current market dynamics dominated by players like SpaceX and United Launch Alliance. Neutron, as a medium-lift, partially reusable launch vehicle, aims to carve out a niche by offering a cost-effective, reliable solution for a variety of missions that require slightly more payload capacity than what Rocket Lab's current availability is with the Electron rocket. But it doesn't necessarily have the capacity of the larger rockets like the Falcon 9 or Vulcan Centaur. Firstly, Neutron's design philosophy emphasizes reusability, a concept that has been proven to be a game changer in reducing the cost of access to space. With a capacity to low Earth orbit of up to 13,000 kilos in its partially reusable configuration, Neutron targets the sweet spot of the launch market, where there is a significant demand for launching medium-sized satellites and constellations. This capacity allows Neutron to serve mega constellation operators who need to deploy numerous satellites frequently but do not require the heavy lift capabilities for each launch. This focus on the mega constellation market is particularly timely given the rise in satellite internet constellations like Starlink and the growing interest in Earth observation networks, which require regular cost-effective launches. Neutron's reusability is not just about cost savings though. It also addresses the environmental concerns associated with traditional expendable launch vehicles. By designing the first stage to return to the launch site or land on a downrange platform, Neutron minimises debris in the ocean and reduces the environmental footprint of each launch. This aspect is increasingly important as space agencies and private companies face pressure to adopt more sustainable practices. The rocket's propulsion system, featuring the Archimedes engine which burns methane and liquid oxygen, further positions Neutron favourably in the industry. Methane is seen as a promising propellant for future space missions due to its potential for reusability and the possibility of producing it on Mars or other celestial bodies, thus aligning Neutron with long-term space exploration goals. The development of the Archimedes engine, with the focus on reliability and ease of production, could set new standards in rocket propulsion, offering a middle ground between the high-thrust complex engines of heavy launchers and the simpler, less powerful engines of small launchers. So guys, you're here for the market fit, but before I tell you where Neutron fits, where do you think Neutron fits best in the market? Let me know below. So this is what I'm thinking in terms of market fit. Neutron's capabilities make it an attractive option for both commercial and governmental customers. For commercial entities, the promise of lower costs per launch due to the reusability could ease the access to space, allowing smaller companies or new entrants into the satellite industry to compete more effectively. Neutron's design also supports rapid launch cadences, which is crucial for operators needing to deploy large constellations quickly. For government missions, particularly those under the programs like the US Space Force's National Security Space Launch, or the NSSL we like to call it, Neutron could serve as a medium lift option, potentially qualifying for the NSSL Lane 1, which is aimed at introducing new launch capabilities without the stringent requirements of Lane 2 missions. Neutron's physical design, including its innovative fairing that doubles as part of the first stage structure, reduces complexity and potential points of failure compared to traditional designs where fairings are jettisoned. This hungry hippo fairing system not only lowers the cost, but also simplifies recovery operations, enhancing the rocket's operational efficiency. The use of advanced materials, like carbon composites for structural elements, further promises weight reduction, which translates into better performance metrics or additional payload capacity. Rocket Lab's approach with Neutron also extends to its business strategy. By developing infrastructure like the new launch complex in Virginia, Rocket Lab is not only preparing for Neutron's operational needs, but also signalling its intent to be a long-term player in the US launch market. This localization of launch operations can provide strategic advantages, including quicker response times for national security launches and foster closer ties with US government agencies. The timing of Neutron's introduction into the market is also significant, with the industry witnessing a bottleneck in launch capacity, particularly for medium lift missions. Neutron arrives at a moment where there's a clear need for additional providers to ensure launch availability, resilience and competition. This could lead to a more dynamic market where launch prices are driven down and innovation is spurred by competition. Rocket Lab's Neutron fits into the launch industry by addressing a specific segment of the market with innovative engineering solutions focused on reusability cost efficiency, and environmental considerations. But guys, let's compare David and Goliath. Let's compare Blue Origin's New Glenn and Rocket Lab's Neutron. Guys, there's going to be a clear winner, so you're going to want to stick around till the end. We're going to break them down into sections to see which is the best rocket. Right, before we get into it, smash that subscribe button because we're the fastest growing Rocket Lab creator out there. Right, let's get right into this. So let's introduce the Goliath into the equation. We've got New Glenn. Blue Origin's New Glenn is a heavy lift launch vehicle that stands at approximately 98 meters tall, designed to compete in the high stakes arena of space access. Its 7 meter wide first stage is powered by 7 BE4 engines, using liquid methane and liquid oxygen, which are chosen for their performance and potential for sustainable use in space. New Glenn aims to lift up to 45 metric tons to low Earth orbit and around 13 metric tons to geostationary transfer orbit, positioning it as a contender for some of the heaviest satellite launches or for multiple satellite deployments. The focus on reusability is central to New Glenn's design, with the first stage intended to return to Earth for reuse, similar to SpaceX's Falcon 9, which helps in reducing cost per launch significantly. Beyond commercial applications, New Glenn has been considered for governmental use, including potential roles in NASA Artemis program for the moon missions. However, the development of New Glenn has seen delays. We've seen delays up to this Friday as time of recording. The BE4 engine, crucial for New Glenn, has also faced developmental delays, but it is now operational, we hope. It represents a significant step in methane engine technology. But now it's time for David to enter the arena. We have Neutron. Rocket Lab's Neutron presents a different approach with a medium lift capability. Standing at about 40 meters tall, with a 7 meter first stage diameter, Neutron is tailored for a different segment of the market. It leverages the Archimedes engine, and we have seen that hot-fired. Just like New Glenn, it uses methane and oxygen for propulsion. Neutron's design includes a unique staging mechanism, where the second stage basically hangs from the first stage, potentially simplifying the separation process and increasing reliability. Neutron targets a payload capacity of around 13,000 kilos to low Earth orbit when reusable. This is a bit less than New Glenn, but it's suited to the current trend of deploying smaller, numerous satellites for constellations like global internet coverage, Earth observation, you know the drill. Rocket Lab has also hinted at Neutron's potential for human spaceflight, suggesting a versatility that could extend beyond its market relevance. When could you see them actually deploying humans to space though? The company's experience with the small launch vehicle Electron basically shows their reliability and their flexibility when it comes to launches. This is informing Neutron's development. This heritage suggests that Neutron could offer quick turnaround times and lower operational costs, crucial in the competitive satellite market, dominated by the likes of Falcon 9. So we're now going to compare the rockets in 7 ways. They're going to be listed here and here to see who wins. So we're going to start off with payload capacity. New Glenn has a much higher capacity for larger or multiple payloads, making it suitable for heavy lift missions. Neutron, with its focus on medium lift, caters to the growing demand for smaller, more frequent satellite launches. Overall guys, I think the winner here needs to be New Glenn, just to its sheer size, and especially that fairing matching up with Starship. Next up we have reusability and cost. Both rockets emphasise reusability, but Neutron's smaller scale might lead to lower cost per launch and faster turnaround times. The actual cost efficiency will depend on operational success of their recovery and reuse systems though. I'm giving this one to Neutron, just because the reduced cost can't be overshadowed for investors. The third category, innovation. And this is going to be controversial. Neutron's design includes unique features like the staging system, potentially offering advantages in reliability and ease of manufacturing. However, New Glenn introduces the BE4 engine, which could set new standards in rocket propulsion. Guys, don't butcher me here. I'm giving this one to Neutron. I love the Hungry Hippo design, and I believe how long it's taken Blue Origin to actually make an operational New Glenn for over a decade. It should have been a clear winner, but no, this has gone to Neutron. The fourth category is development and timeliness. Neutron is moving forward at a rapid pace, and it should be operational this year. I love the hot fire, I love the updates. Guys, do you think it's going to be operational this year? However, it has taken them over a decade for this. Therefore, Neutron has to be a clear winner here. Then we've got market fit. Neutron is more aligned with the current market of small to medium satellite deployments. New Glenn, with its heavy lift capability, targets a different, though significant portion of the market that includes large governmental and commercial payloads. This I have to give to Neutron. Guys, with Starship coming online, even if it takes them 2 years to deploy their Starlink satellites, New Glenn then has heavy competition. You're going to say Falcon 9's competition to Neutron though, but when Starship comes out, we could see Falcon 9 get retired, and then Neutron's in a league of its own, so it has to be Neutron. Next is environmental impact, and this is a hard one because they both utilise methane. But Neutron's smaller launches means fewer resources per mission, giving off a smaller environmental impact. Therefore, I believe Neutron has to win. Then we have versatility. Neutron's potential in human spaceflight does add another layer of utility. However, New Glenn will also be human capable, and I just think the sheer capacity makes it valuable for missions requiring heavy launches. This has to go to New Glenn, no doubt about it. So, all them aside, who is my clear winner? Given the current dynamics of the space industry, with its emphasis on frequent, cost-effective launches for satellite constellations and emerging markets like space tourism, ready for it? I believe Neutron emerges as the winner. Do you agree with me? Let me know below if you agree with me. And if you really can't be bothered with that, please at least smash a like so I know you got this far. Do you want to hear a personal story about my experience with Rocket Lab? Let me know how many people here are invested in Rocket Lab or are interested in content on Rocket Lab. Because I had a little bit of a, I don't know, my head sort of hit a brick wall earlier today when I see some of our Archer and Joby content, and I know we are now the most active. We're one of the biggest. We're the biggest daily Archer and Joby channel out there. But when I was comparing our performance of Archer and Joby versus some of our Rocket Lab content, I was a bit disheartened. And then I think the Rocket Lab community are taking me up wrong a little bit. They're not being the most welcoming. And I understand, you know, if you followed the four big guys, it's a bit like, who's this guy coming in? I want to clarify here now. We're not trying to tread on their toes. I just think we do something completely different. And why not add another opinion in? And if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like,
yeah, simple as that, really. Yeah.
Peter Beck interview is definitely a huge win. Guys, do you know what? I actually think I'm going to put this out there now. The likes of Vince is bullish, Dave G investing, Matt Money, Scott O. They inspire us. They were some of the guys we looked at the very start, and we thought, I am a massive investor in Rocket Lab, and so is Race. Rocket Lab is my biggest position, and as you might see, the channel is starting to integrate quite a bit of Rocket Lab starting from this week. I've put out quite a bit of Rocket Lab content. Now it's a hard sector to infiltrate, so there's a lot of competition. But me and Reese are huge fans of them four Rocket Lab creators, and they basically inspired us to create this channel. We've seen that there was no dedicated eVTOL news on the weekly, as we would say, and we've now pushed it back to the daily. So if you like the daily content, make sure to hit that like and share this round, because I feel like the more people we get into this community, the bigger this whole sector is going to grow. I am as well. I love Rocket Lab. That is another thing we're looking at doing, is pushing out more and more Rocket Lab content. We are not going to slow down on the eVTOL content, so please don't let that worry you guys. But Rocket Lab is something I am massively passionate about. It's something Reese is massively passionate about. And I feel like our approach is a little bit different to the other channels that are out there. Like, it's one of those things. There's no channel I actually feel in, should we say, competition with, because we do things completely differently. And just because you may watch someone doesn't mean you won't watch someone else. I think the more people you watch, the better, because you get differing opinions from everywhere. If another eVTOL creator came out, I would have nothing against them creating videos on the daily, doing this, as long as they don't call themselves the Hustle Brothers and Liam and Race. I don't care.
That's exactly it.
And wear a hat. But the likes of Rocket Lab, I am starting to push a little bit heavier into that space this week. you've noticed we're starting to push out more and more videos. So we used to do 1 video a day. We're starting to push out 2, 3, 4 videos a day. So yes, the work is getting a little bit harder, but we're so passionate about it, mate. Do you know what? We got a comment there 1 week where we need to slow down a little bit. I feel after that Christmas break, I am just so excited to get going again.
Pretty charged. Yeah.
Reese, you know what? Same time next week, guys. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you. Thanks a million.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.